Before we begin, I want you to imagine something. Close your eyes for just a moment. You're sitting in a beautiful restaurant, warm lights, soft music. People from different countries are sitting around the same table.
Everyone is speaking English. Someone tells a funny story. Everyone laughs. And surprisingly, you understand every single word.
The jokes, the stories, even the little details. Nothing feels difficult. You're following the conversation perfectly.
Then, someone turns toward you. They smile and ask, "So, what do you think?"
Suddenly, everything changes. Your heart beats faster. Your shoulders become stiff. Your mouth opens, but no words come out.
Just a few seconds ago, you understood everything. Now, you can't even say one sentence.
Maybe you look down. Maybe you pretend you're thinking. Maybe you smile, hoping someone else will answer first.
Later, when you leave that restaurant, you ask yourself the same question you've asked 100 times before.
If I understand English, why can't I speak it?
Was it grammar? No. Vocabulary? Not really. Pronunciation? Not even close.
Because something much stronger was happening inside your brain. Something almost nobody talks about.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sarah. Welcome back to the English Master Podcast.
Today's episode is probably one of the most important conversations we've ever had, because today we're not talking about English.
We're talking about fear, identity, your brain, and the invisible wall that stops millions of intelligent people from speaking.
Think about this. Have you ever watched an English movie without subtitles?
Or listened to a podcast and understood almost everything?
Maybe you've read books, passed exams, memorized thousands of words.
But when a real person suddenly speaks to you, everything disappears.
Why? Why does your English seem to vanish exactly when you need it most?
Most people believe the answer is simple. I need more vocabulary.
Others say, I need better grammar.
Some even spend years trying to perfect their pronunciation.
But here's something surprising. Those things are usually not the real problem.
Imagine two people. Both know exactly the same amount of English. Same vocabulary, same grammar, same level.
One of them speaks confidently, makes mistakes, laughs, keeps talking.
The other person knows the answers, but stays silent every single time.
If their English knowledge is identical, why are the results completely different?
Because language isn't only about language, it's about psychology.
And today, we're going to prove that. Not with opinions, not with motivation, but with science.
By the end of today's episode, you'll discover why your brain has been protecting you from speaking English.
And once you understand that mechanism, you'll never look at language learning the same way again. But here's something strange. Your brain is only getting started.
Alex, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that people are not equally afraid of everything?
Absolutely. Some people are terrified of spiders. Others jump out of airplanes for fun. Fear is strange.
Exactly. And speaking English works the same way. Some people can stand in front of 500 strangers and speak without shaking. Others can't answer one simple question.
So, does that mean some people are simply born confident?
No, and that's one of the biggest myths in language learning. Confidence is not the starting point. It's the result.
Then what actually happens inside our brain?
Let's travel back thousands of years. Imagine you're living in a small tribe. Everyone knows everyone. Your survival depends on being accepted.
If the tribe rejects you, you don't just lose friends, you lose protection, food, shelter, life itself.
Exactly. So your brain learned something very important. Never do anything that could make other people reject you.
Now fast forward to today. You're standing in front of someone, trying to speak English.
Your logical brain says, it's just one sentence.
But your ancient brain hears something very different.
It hears, warning, people are watching you. If you fail, they may reject you.
That's why your heart beats faster. Not because of English, because your survival system thinks you're in danger.
The fascinating part is that your brain can't tell the difference between physical danger and social danger.
To your nervous system, being embarrassed can feel surprisingly similar to being attacked.
That's why your palms sweat, your mouth becomes dry, your breathing changes.
Your brain isn't trying to destroy you, it's trying to protect you.
But here's where everything changes. Protection isn't always helpful.
Imagine a bodyguard who refuses to let you leave your house. He's protecting you from accidents.
But because of him, you never travel, never meet people, never grow.
Your brain behaves exactly like that overprotective bodyguard.
It whispers, stay silent. It's safer.
And every time you obey, your brain receives proof.
Proof that silence was the correct decision.
So next time, the fear becomes even stronger.
Psychologists call this the fear loop.
Fear creates avoidance. Avoidance creates temporary comfort. Temporary comfort makes the fear stronger.
Round and round and round.
Millions of English learners live inside this loop for years.
Not because they aren't smart, not because they don't study, but because their brain has never learned that speaking English is actually safe.
So, how do we teach the brain that it's safe?
That's exactly what we're about to discover. Because in the next chapter, we're going to meet one invisible character that controls almost every conversation you have.
Psychologists call it the language ego. And once you understand it, everything starts making sense.
And what happens next completely changes everything.
Sarah, I want you to imagine something. Not a restaurant this time. A little boy, 5 years old, standing in front of his family.
He says a word, but he says it the wrong way. Everyone laughs. Not because they're cruel, because children make funny mistakes.
The little boy laughs too. He isn't embarrassed. 5 minutes later, he tries again.
Now imagine the same mistake. But this time, the speaker isn't 5. He's 35.
Completely different feeling. Suddenly, that tiny mistake feels enormous.
Why? The mistake didn't change. Only the person did.
Psychologists have a name for this. They call it the language ego.
Language ego is the version of yourself that exists inside your language.
When you speak your native language, you're funny, confident, intelligent, quick.
You know how to tell stories. You know how to interrupt politely. You know how to joke. You know exactly who you are.
Now switch to English.
Suddenly, your vocabulary becomes smaller. Your jokes disappear. Your personality feels trapped.
Many people think they become boring in English.
But that's not true. You're still the same person. Your personality didn't disappear. Your tools disappeared.
Imagine asking a professional painter to paint using only 3 colors.
He's still an artist. He just doesn't have enough tools.
That's exactly what happens when you speak English.
You don't lose your intelligence. You temporarily lose your language toolbox.
And your brain notices immediately.
It says, wait, people know me as smart.
If I speak like this, they'll think I'm stupid.
That's the moment your language ego starts fighting back.
Not because English is dangerous, because your identity feels threatened.
Have you ever noticed that you're not afraid when talking to yourself?
Exactly, because nobody is judging you.
The fear begins only when another human appears.
Interesting, isn't it?
That means English isn't the problem. People aren't even the problem.
The real problem is the story your brain tells you about those people.
Here's another experiment. Think about someone you really admire.
Maybe a famous actor. Maybe a CEO. Maybe your teacher.
Now imagine that person making grammar mistakes.
Would you suddenly stop respecting them?
Probably not.
Because confidence is much louder than grammar.
Native speakers know this. Successful speakers know this. Children know this.
Only English learners forget this.
The strange part is that your language ego gets weaker every single time you survive a conversation.
Not every time you study, every time you survive.
One conversation, one mistake, one smile.
That's enough to teach your brain that nothing terrible happened.
And once your brain learns that, something incredible begins.
Not better grammar, not bigger vocabulary.
Freedom.
But how do we actually convince our brain to let go?
That's where our favorite technique begins. The method that completely changed the way we speak English.
We call it the ugly English strategy. But the biggest mistake isn't what you think. Sarah, let me ask you one last question. If a baby waited until they could speak perfectly, would they ever learn to talk?
Never. They learn because they're willing to sound terrible.
Exactly. A baby says ba instead of ball. Nobody laughs. Nobody says wrong pronunciation.
They celebrate the attempt, not the perfection.
But something strange happens when we become adults.
We completely reverse the process.
Instead of speaking and improving, we wait and wait and wait until we believe we're ready.
Here's the uncomfortable truth. You will never feel ready.
Not because you're bad, because your brain keeps moving the finish line.
Today, it's vocabulary. Tomorrow, it's pronunciation. Next week, it's confidence.
Your brain always finds one more reason to stay silent.
So, how do we beat it?
We stop trying to speak beautiful English.
And we intentionally speak ugly English.
The first time I heard this idea, I thought it sounded ridiculous.
Me too.
But then I tried it, and everything changed.
Tomorrow morning, I want you to make one promise.
Not to speak perfectly.
To speak, even if it sounds terrible.
Imagine you're ordering coffee. Instead of spending 30 seconds building the perfect sentence, just say,
Large coffee, please.
simple, not perfect, but successful.
Because the goal is communication, not performance.
Here's another example. Someone asks you, what did you do yesterday?
Instead of freezing, just answer.
I go shopping.
Wrong grammar? Yes.
Did the other person understand you? Probably.
Mission accomplished.
Every ugly sentence teaches your brain one important lesson.
I spoke, and nothing bad happened.
The first time, your anxiety drops by 1%.
The 10th time, 5%.
The 50th time, your brain finally stops treating English like danger.
This is why children become fluent. Not because they're smarter, because they never protect their ego.
They speak, they fail, they laugh, then they speak again.
Adults often do the opposite.
They think, they translate, they panic, then they stay silent.
Imagine two English learners. Both study 1 hour every day.
The first learner never speaks until everything feels perfect.
The second learner makes 10 mistakes every day.
After 1 year, who becomes fluent?
Not the perfect student, the brave student.
Because courage creates fluency.
Perfection creates silence.
So, starting today, change your goal.
Don't count how many new words you memorize.
Count how many mistakes you survive.
That's the real progress.
And I promise you something.
One day, without even realizing it, ugly English will quietly become beautiful English. In just a few minutes, we'll show you the exercise that rewires your brain.
Here at English Master Podcast, we don't memorize English. We live English.
Alex, can I ask you something personal?
Of course.
Who are you when you speak your native language?
That's a difficult question. I'm confident, relaxed, funny. I don't think before every sentence.
Exactly. You're simply yourself.
But the moment I switch to English, everything changes.
Your voice changes.
My confidence changes.
Even your personality changes.
And that's something most learners never talk about.
Because learning English isn't only learning vocabulary.
It's building a second identity.
Think about actors. When they walk onto a stage, they become someone else.
They speak differently, walk differently, smile differently.
And nobody calls them fake.
Because that's part of the performance.
English works exactly the same way.
You don't need to become the same person you are in your native language.
You can build a new version of yourself.
Maybe your English version is calmer.
Maybe your English version asks more questions.
Maybe your English version smiles more.
That's completely normal.
Because language changes personality.
Researchers have actually discovered something fascinating. Many bilingual people describe themselves differently depending on the language they're speaking.
Not because they're pretending.
Because each language activates different memories, different emotions, different habits.
So stop trying to copy your native personality.
Instead, create your English personality.
Here's a challenge. Tomorrow, before speaking English, don't ask, "Is my grammar correct?"
Ask, who do I want to become when I speak English?
That's a completely different question.
Because fluency isn't only vocabulary.
It's identity.
Imagine yourself 1 year from today.
You're traveling, meeting new people, working internationally.
Speaking naturally without translating.
That future version of you already exists.
The only difference is that today's version is still afraid.
Fear disappears only after action.
Never before it.
So don't wait to become confident before speaking English.
Speak English until confidence appears.
Because confidence isn't the beginning of the journey.
It's the reward at the end of it. This is why millions of learners struggle, but English Master Podcast is different. And before we finish today's episode, Let's review the most powerful words and expressions you've heard today.
It's time for Master Vocabulary.
Before we finish, let's slow down, take a deep breath. This is the part where today's English becomes your English.
We'll review 5 powerful words, not just their meaning, but how native speakers actually use them.
Our first word is hesitate.
To hesitate means to pause before doing something because you're unsure or nervous.
Listen to this sentence. I wanted to answer, but I hesitated.
Another example. Don't hesitate to ask questions.
Native speakers say this all the time.
Repeat after us. Hesitate.
Hesitate.
The second word is confidence.
Confidence doesn't mean you're perfect.
It means you're willing to continue even when you're imperfect.
Example, she speaks with confidence.
Another one. My confidence grows every time I practice.
Repeat, confidence.
Confidence.
Today's most important word, identity.
Identity means who you believe you are.
Example, learning English changed my identity.
Or, he is building a new identity.
Repeat, identity.
Identity. Now, a phrase. Comfort zone.
Your comfort zone is the place where nothing feels difficult.
But nothing grows there.
Example, I left my comfort zone and started speaking English.
Another example. Success begins outside your comfort zone.
Repeat, comfort zone.
Comfort zone.
Our final word, progress.
Progress means moving forward, even slowly.
Not perfection, progress.
Example. I make progress every single day.
Another one, small progress is still progress.
Repeat. Progress.
Progress.
Now let's put them together.
I hesitated because I lacked confidence.
But every conversation helped me build a new identity.
I left my comfort zone.
And that's where my real progress began.
Beautiful. Not because the English is difficult, because it's real.
And if you remember only one sentence from today's episode, remember this one.
Confidence doesn't create speaking.
Speaking creates confidence.
And now, before we say goodbye, we have one final challenge for you.
Let's finish this journey together.
Before we leave today, I want you to stop for just one moment.
Think about the person you were 1 hour ago.
And compare that person to the person listening right now.
Maybe your English didn't become perfect today.
But something much more important happened.
You understand your own fear.
And once you understand fear, it loses its power.
So, here is today's challenge.
Today, I don't want you to memorize vocabulary.
I don't want you to study grammar.
I want you to have one real conversation.
It can be 30 seconds.
It can be with yourself,
With your phone.
with a friend.
Or with an AI.
It doesn't matter.
Just speak.
And when you finish, come back here.
Open the comments.
Write only one sentence.
Finish this sentence.
Today, I spoke English even though.
We will read every comment.
Because every comment is proof that you're becoming braver.
If this episode helped you, please support the channel.
Like this video, subscribe, and join hundreds of learners who are building confidence, one conversation at a time.
Remember, fluency isn't something you find.
It's something you build.
One sentence.
One mistake.
One conversation.
Every single day.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
Take care of yourself. believe in your voice, and never stop speaking.
Thank you for spending your time with English Master Podcast. We'll see you in the next episode.
This is English Master Podcast. Think in English, speak with confidence. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.